Hey everyone, I'm Andy Wike,
And I'm Sykes, Wilford.
and we're back at it again today for another very special episode of All Pipes Considered, talking about the next installment of our 25th anniversary project, this time collaborating with Castello. Of course, we should probably talk about, the fact that Kino recently passed.
So as of this filming, Kino passed this past Thursday. Very sad, very sudden. I've known Kino knew Kino for almost 25 years, almost my entire career in the pipe world.
Wow.
I've collaborated with him at many projects over the years, seen him many times a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a year. And this is the last project that I will have collaborated with Kino on, and making it, for me, particularly special.
Yeah, so I think, as that sort of last project, I think this is super representative of Castello and super representative of the sorts of interesting things that, we like to collaborate with that workshop on. Can you tell me a little bit about, when you were working with Kino and Shane and
Sure,
how
absolutely.
you guys came about this?
So Shane and I we started talking about what the 25th anniversary pipes would be in very general terms, oh Lord, a year ago.
Sure.
Talked about what we could possibly do with Castello, what would be distinctive, what would be very Castello, what would be interesting, how we wanted it, what we wanted to present, how we wanted it to present. And Shane had the idea of doing a series of very large Ladoon finish pipes, and I think that as soon as he articulated that idea, I'm like, yes, we just got to see if we can get Kino to do it.
Right.
And so in October, when I was at Castello, Kino and I started talking about it, and he's like, yes, but not many.
Sure.
Because they're, to come up with the blocks for pipes of this size is really hard. The work on this finish, this particular, it's not rustication, it's like a very, very intricate carve finish that takes an enormous amount of time for them to execute in the workshop. He was like, yes, I think it's amazing as an idea, and they'll be beautiful, but we're not making 25 of these for you guys. He didn't quite put it that way, but so we settled on 8, 9 pieces. We ended up with 8 in the end total for the project. So we talked about it then. We refined the idea some. He made some suggestions. I actually don't remember exactly how these things work out. It's a collaborative process, and different people are pointing out challenges or new ideas. We worked on it then. We worked on it again in January, when about half, as of January when I was there, about half of them were completed. Okay. And about half were partway through production.
Sure.
And
do you know how long it takes to do one of these per se? Or?
I've never asked.
Okay.
I've watched the process be done, but not beginning to end.
Okay.
I've watched it enough to know that it must take a very long time beginning to end.
Sure.
But I've never watched it be done all the way through, and I've never asked. But it is definitely a slow process carving the Ladoon finish.
Yeah. And what I like about these too is it's often when you see very large pipes, they're maybe freehands or they don't exist sort of in the sort of canonical shape chart as we know it. But all of these are very recognizably Castello shapes, and I think just taking those shapes and sort of scaling them up to big line or great line proportions, adding what I think is the coolest Castello finish that there is. Most of these do have fumed rims and that wonderful gradation from top to bottom that you see. And I just think they're sort of so wonderfully Castello in so many ways.
All the stems are not black. They are very, very, very dark blue.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So if you, it's kind of difficult in this light because of the way we're set up in the film studio, but it's actually a very dark blue, and all the stems match. And this is something that Castello has been doing with these darker acrylics that will either in purple or in blue or other colors. Where the fact that it is a colored stem is super subtle. From across the room you can't tell, but you get up close and you're like, there's something. Oh, wait a second, it's actually blue.
It's actually blue.
Yeah. And so that's Also a nice touch across the whole.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
totally.
series.
I didn't even really realize that until you pointed it out.
Yeah.
It is quite subtle, but I think it's really nice because you do have the cooler toned acrylic with the warmer stains.
Yeah.
Some nice contrast there. Did you guys like get to choose like blue as the stem, or was it just sort of something that Kino wanted to do?
I'm pretty sure that was all Kino just
Okay.
deciding that it's going to be this way.
That it's got to be blue.
Yeah.
It's got to be blue. Let's
so
do it.
he knows that we think the really dark colored stems are cool.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about it in the past and when they've just made pipes with these stems. And so I think he probably thought, well, these guys dig the blue
They're
stems.
gonna like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we certainly do. And of course, they all come in these very nice presentation boxes with a little plaque on the inside that says Castello. They're all stamped with our 25th anniversary stamp, further commemorating the project. Super limited, only 8 pipes.
Yeah.
And as Sykes mentioned, I mean, this is unfortunately the last project that we were able to collaborate with Kino on, but I'm very happy with the outcome and the result. And I really hope that you guys enjoy them as much as we have enjoyed, getting to work on this process and seeing it come to fruition.
So all these are on the website now. I say all, but there are only 8 of them.
Right.
For the whole series. This is one of the most limited series of pipes we'll do as part of our 25th collaboration celebration. It was a real privilege to be able to work on these with Kino one last time. And I'm really, really proud of what we put together here. Thank
Same.
you all for joining us.
Thanks. We'll see you next time.